Hello everyone, welcome to Cricket Next. I am Bansal Shah and with me I have Soumya Kapoor. Now we are here at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi. The World Cup 2023 has well and truly started with England versus New Zealand today. But we were here covering Sri Lanka's practice session. Sri Lanka were looking in good touch. The players were in very good rhythm, practicing hard here. So let us now know from Soumya what did you think about the practice session. So Soumya, what did you think about Sri Lankan players here?
I guess this was more about facing a mix of bowlers, unlike South Africa, which we saw in the last session that they were facing more of spinners, spin attack against the batters. It was more about for Sri Lanka. It was more about facing mix of bowling attack. You had pacers up against them, you had spinners against them. We saw Kusal Perera, Dimuth Karunaratne facing a lot of short deliveries to to counter those short pitch balls in the when comes the match situation. They were more focused on playing the pull shot, especially the Dimuth Karunaratne. He was focused on playing a lot of pull shot while facing the pacers, and as well Kushal Perera. He was looking in decent fine touch, and I suppose that's the tactic, that's the strategy that is Sri Lankan team is gonna adapt against all in all the games, because they are gonna face a lot of pace attack, and this is the way of moving forward. I just suppose.
True, I get it. As we can understand that Sri Lanka are generally good players of spin. They play spin very well. The conditions back in their home is also spin friendly. So they are more focused on training against pacers. They are going to face all the strong pacers from around Australia, New Zealand, India. So that was their prime focus, as Soumya is saying. Now, can you specifically talk about Dimuth Karunaratne? What was he doing in the nets?
It was more about, as I said, it was more about facing short deliveries, and I feel he was playing good strokes. कहीं कहीं पे मेरे को लगा कि वो थोड़ा सा टॉप एज दिया उन्होंने एक दो इंस्टेंस पे, बट ही वाज ऑन एंड ऑल ही वाज लुकिंग प्रीटी डिसेंट अगेंस्ट द शॉर्ट डिलीवरीज, दो इट वाज साइड आर्म bowling that he was facing, but it was good pace that he was facing, and just suppose he looks in fine touch, he looks in good touch, and you can expect some good fireworks when he's on the field, he's taking that guard.
Okay. Now we saw Pathum Nissanka. He was struggling a bit against the pacers.
Yeah.
So can you tell us something more about him as well?
Yeah, Pathum Nissanka, what I observed, he was facing a bit of problem against the pacers, especially against someone like a Pathirana. He was facing Theekshana as well, and some other bowlers. So he looked in a bit of he was struggling a bit. If you talk about the spinners, if we talk about the pacers. And that has been his problem. He has been among runs earlier, but the form is dipping, which is a sign of worry for Sri Lanka, because he will open the innings and you need runs from him.
True. He is an important player in the team for Sri Lanka. Now, so while other batters were focusing largely on pacers, Kusal Perera was practicing against spinners. So a word on him as well.
Yeah, he was looking decent. I would say there are some areas where he needs to just tweak his technique. He was looking to slog on a number of occasions, which is not really. I don't think that is the way moving forward in this tournament. You will have to be steady against the spinners, and considering the conditions we have. So a bit of tweak is required there. But again, as I said, he is also looking in decent amount of touch, and as the tournament progresses, he would get into that groove.
Okay, and a word on bowlers. We saw Maheesh Theekshana bowling. We saw Pathirana bowling. So how were they doing?
Both of them are looking in good touch, in good rhythm, I would say. But Pathirana is trying a lot of Yorkers, which is not really, he's not able to bowl them in the right areas. वो pick नहीं, वो टप्पा नहीं पड़ रहा है Pathirana का, and that's why he's bowling a lot of fuller deliveries, full toss deliveries, which is which might be driven through the offside or driven or flicked through the onside. तो वो कहीं ना कहीं tweak करना पड़ेगा पथिराना को. I just feel that is the way forward, and उनको थोड़ा सा उस चीज़ पे focus करना पड़ेगा. Theekshana was looking good. I would say he was looking pretty good. He was bowling in the right areas. वो टप्पा पकड़ के बॉल कर रहे थे, and that is how this tournament is gonna progress. जो spinners टप्पा पकड़ के अच्छा टप्पा पकड़ के बॉल करेंगे, they are gonna be pretty successful in this tournament.
Right. Maybe Pathirana can watch a few videos of Jasprit Bumrah to make his Yorkers better. Last one on Dasun Shanaka, the skipper. He came towards the end of the training session in the nets, towards last 1 hour or so. We saw him taking throwdowns from throwdown specialist. Chris Silverwood was also giving him throwdowns. So, what did you make of his training
I'm
session?
really impressed with Dasun Shanaka because at times you just get carried away in net session, and it was the first net session that Sri Lanka was having ahead of their game, and players were looking to slog at times, but Dasun Shanaka was more focused on his training. He was defending, he was leaving the ball, the ones bowled outside of. So I really liked that he was beaten a couple of times here and there, but that happens in long format, in that kind of a format. Plus also he just went for his strokes when he thought, when he उनको जब लगा कि वो शॉट के लिए जा सकते हैं, उनको जब लगा that was in his slot, that was a moment when he went for his strokes. Otherwise he was looking he was looking to fine tune his technique, his defense is leaving the balls, and that is good. You expect that from a captain.
Right. We know Dasun Shanaka is a very cool-headed guy. So that's all from Sri Lanka's practice session, guys. Stay tuned to Cricket Next. Keep following us. We'll be bringing more updates from the World Cup, for more updates from stadiums itself. South Africa is going to be our next in the evening session, so we'll bring updates from that session as well. Stay tuned to Cricket Next. Thank you.